We are so glad you made it to Club NGMI. Happy Hot Dog Monday, where I'm just leaning into it now. I knew they're going to force me to talk Dougs. We're going to talk Dougs. We're going to give away Dougs. Maybe some NFTs. Let's go.
Club NGMI.
What's up, boys? How's it going?
How we doing?
Do hat or full
Doug? Hey, nice hat, Lou. Nice hat.
You got the hat on top.
Fantastic hat.
I considered putting the hoodie on top of the Doug's hot dog suit, and I figured I would just die of sweat exhaustion afterwards. Lou, how's your week been?
I'll change down eventually. Oh man, it's been it snowed in Denver this weekend, so that part of it sucked. But I mean, what a rush the Dougs have been recently. It's been nice to watch. I could have, but didn't make an epic trade of all trades by timing the Coda top into the Moonbirds before Moonbird drop, but missed that. You don't win everything. So now Codas just keep dipping, and Moonbirds are just clearly BAYC 2.0. So that's basically what my week's been like.
I was going to ask, which side of that did you miss? Did you miss the selling of the Coda or the buying of the Moonbird?
Yeah, I didn't sell that. I drank the juice that everyone was saying, oh, they're going to have some announcement on Sunday. It's going to pump Codas to 30. And my thought was, if I just wait, there's no way that this airdrop for Moonbirds is going to happen on the same day as the Bronze Nest. But guess what? It happened on the same day. So
Kevin Rose, that Gremlin, they'll keep you on your toes.
Oh yeah.
Trey, how's your week?
Pretty good week. I touched a lot of grass this weekend, which is kind of nice. Always the nice thing about bear markets is you can get out there and actually enjoy life a little bit outside of a computer screen. So got to touch some grass this weekend, and then obviously had the big Doug's event here this past week. VCon was in town, but I literally didn't even make it to one day. It was right in my backyard, and I had a ticket. So that was a mistake on my part. My buddy that was supposed to be going with me got sick, and so I just kind of called it quits on that. I had some other stuff to do. So, but I heard it was a great event. So I heard the people that actually went were pretty happy about the accommodations and everything.
Happy with the accommodations, or like the presentations themselves, that kind of thing.
Well, it just sounded like it was very well run. I heard a lot of the speakers that were in town had very good things to say about their accommodations and the way that Gary treated them in terms of getting them to the event, getting them out of the event, and just the way that they got to kind of enjoy the event and really, it sounds like it was a really white glove treatment. So sounds like they set the bar pretty high. So unfortunately couldn't make it, but sounded like a great event.
Do you know if Gary talked about shooting family members again, or was that just a one-time?
I don't know. I'm sure it'll pop up. I mean, there's plenty of crazy Gary videos out there if you just go browse his Instagram or his social media. So I'm sure you could dig something up.
I was trying to go find it, but I figured, man.
That is such a funny clip out of context and in context too, to be honest.
Yeah. Lou, you're muted.
Lou is muted, and
you're very animated.
Oh no. I was saying the Gary V engagement video. Did you see that?
I saw the stills.
There was an engagement that happened, and then they're like, "Oh, Gary, come take a picture with us," and he goes in between the two of them, so you can literally, if you cut it correctly, it looks like Gary just engaged to this girl on the stage. So it was a pretty funny one. But
congrats to Gary.
I think it was seemed like everyone that went or participated, it was positive reactions.
Love to see that. Babs, how about you?
Yeah, week was good. I nothing NFT related, but other than the Dugs last night, which was great, a lot of fun. Happy to see it pumped today. I'm sad that I'm the only person that doesn't have a Dugs hat, but I refuse. I refuse to buy or wear that dumb looking one. So unless Dangy sends me the cool one that he's got on, I'm never gonna have a Dugs hat.
You think this is the dumb one?
Yeah.
What?
Dangy's
is like
so
the
cool.
daddest of all dad hats.
Yeah,
I love this hat
this.
because of
Yeah,
that.
I would
love
wear
this hat.
Dangy's. I would not be caught dead in your guys.
I wore this in public last weekend. It was great.
I literally just got my.
Well, I don't know.
so.
My family's been sick for like the last 2 weeks, and I just keep fighting it. So yeah, I don't know. I got a little bit of something in my throat. But otherwise, yeah, I just want the one that Dangy has. Like, why can't he send me one? I'm one of the biggest Doug's holders now, probably like top 15.
That not on the claim list.
What's the one that you get for free? Or
the one that you have?
Yeah, the one we have.
We got this one.
There's no option for Dangy's.
The community voted.
The community voted, and they're
Really?
terrible. Yeah, they voted terrible.
It was opposite. I was hoping I could get this sweatshirt. I could claim this one, but I had to get the black one. So I got two sweatshirts. I couldn't not get this one.
I actually like that blue one more than I expected I would. I'm a black hoodie maxi, but I like that blue one.
Yeah. I like the hoodies. I still am meaning to order the hoodie. I will not order that hat.
You can get the black hat. You just have to pay money to get the black hat.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. It's
$18.
Okay.
Well, I'll do that then.
What did you?
I thought the only hat was available was the one that you guys have.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll just buy the black hat then.
Okay. Also, I wouldn't have.
Oh my God.
I probably wouldn't have used the code if I would have known that you guys were literally losing money on those. Like,
it's fine.
Well, they're free. What do you think they're making money?
You're wearing the merch for 43 of our closest friends. This is great.
I don't know how to share this, but hot dogs are currently trending on OpenSea's homepage right now.
Yeah, they were earlier. They were on the front page. You can't share.
We are. Why wouldn't we be?
You can share your screen.
Yeah, I'll do it in a second. Hey, shout out to Chenko. Chenko, I'm glad that I messaged you today and I said, hey, we could do that featured image because otherwise we wouldn't have that featured image behind the hot dogs right there. That just wouldn't exist.
What would it have been? Just the photo?
I have no idea. Dickens's has a question. Hold up. Who's the project is Hot Dogs? Just so you know, I'm the dev for Hot Dogs, along with Chenko and Hopper. We're the founders, and Tig also works with us on the project. So that's the four of us.
And I'm the artistic creative director because I told him to do the baseball hat. The baseball. I do plan to get royalties, and I have an honorary, so I'm basically part of the team, right?
You're a friend. You're a friend of the team. How about that?
Acquaintance.
Yeah. So someone in our Discord was talking about like how the Doug's pump was happening, and like people were just sharing screenshots from other alpha chats, and it was just like, I don't know, people are buying it, so maybe you should, was essentially the message in like 10 different alpha chats. And at least one person was surprised. Like, hasn't that been NFTs for like 4 months? That's all it is. Like somebody else buys and therefore everyone else buys.
Look at all the volume it's getting. I should probably buy some, right? It's kind of funny. Well, maybe not so much for us because we didn't second guy a ton. But like that's a lot of how other chats just follow the volume, right? Like once it starts popping up on Icy, once it starts popping up on like once the mint pops up on Moby, like that's when they pounce. Like I just feel like we've never been Icy volume like followers.
We used to be like that. I think a lot more than recently, of course. But I mean, that's how we find out about the Goblin Town because we see, the volume. There's always like someone checking volume. I feel like and popping it. Oh, have you guys heard about this or whatever? And I feel like if it's under 0.05, it's kind of that's where people will buy more at once, which is kind of nice too. But obviously there's a lot you have to go through to get when they start at under 0.01. It's such a lot, but
I want to publicly apologize to Matt. Apparently, I cut him off or something during the spaces. I'm not. We've talked about spaces on this show before about how spaces are weird and I don't understand them. So if I was rude to Matt in any way, my deepest apologies to you.
Did he tweet at you?
No, somebody else tweeted about it. That's all. And then Tig told me I had to go with the flow better. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean in this context? Did you mean shilling the
That was
show?
awesome.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm trying to find something on the pins. We might have deleted the image, but I've seen the pins because someone in chat asked if there's actually pins at NFT NYC. There will be pins. I will bring pins for sure. So
I feel like OpenSea keeps rugging us with the floor being bugged, right?
Oh, all day has been pretty bad.
What's new?
a little birdie told us that OpenSea may have been getting DDoS attacked. And so that's why their performance has been so bad. Because I've been having problems. I was just wanting to look at the collection on OpenSea, and I wasn't able to look at the collection.
I couldn't load it on my phone half the day when I was trying to like check on floors. Like it wouldn't even load. It was brutal all day. A little better tonight, but
I was having issues yesterday when I was trying to. Every time I would refresh, I would just get like a white screen.
Yeah,
and I would just have to sit there and wait for it to go away. It was super annoying, frustrating. But we've grown to just kind of get used to that at this point.
Okay. So can we do I need to wear this Doug costume the entire time we're talking Dougs? Or can we just stop talking Dougs? Because I'm hot now.
I know I'm starting to like sweat over here.
If we're not talking Dougs, what are we going to talk about the whole time?
Literally before people started buying the hot dogs, we were like, yeah. Literally Larry David meme, should we have a show? I don't know.
Because it's rough out there. Like, what's there to talk about?
It is.
Like, I've barely. I think the last thing I minted before Doug's was Bored Ape Land, and how long ago was that? Like,
long time.
Got pre-mint for like that Space Plus project, but then I saw they were doing promotions on Twitter for their mint, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm out on that now. Unfortunately, I don't know. Jesse has a good point. We're
Goblins.
Well, yeah,
like any goblins.
The one night I was in bed and I saw like someone posted the OpenSea link and it was 0.039 or something. And I'm like, oh, these are kind of like I can see these like catching on, maybe. Yeah. And I was like, I don't feel like getting out of bed, opening my computer, and I was like debating going to buy 5. And that's the problem with bears though. They get you lazy. I just like, didn't want to open my computer, didn't want to get out of bed. Because I didn't think they'd run to 0.7, right? So I stayed in bed. I didn't buy any goblins.
It's like a less likelihood. Like August 2 a.m. goblins come out.
I was running. But now I was like, like who cares kind of thing. Like nothing runs anymore either. So yeah, I played that one wrong.
Does it feel bad now, Babs?
Like that I missed on goblins? Only because I thought, these are probably going to catch on, but I was too lazy to get out of bed. I don't mind missing things. It was more like I debated it. If I just didn't see it, then I wouldn't have cared. But it was more like I actually debated it and I was like just too lazy to get out of bed. Right.
Yeah. I missed the goblins. So I hate missing free mints. I love free mints.
Well, I missed the mint too, but I just saw it after. But they were like sitting at like 0.039 for a while, but.
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
I avoided them. Not because like kind of like what you're saying, like the laziness factor. I just like didn't go and buy them, and then they just kept going up, and as they go up higher, you're less likely to buy,
Well, at that point you're price anchored to where you first wanted to buy at. And then it's like, I'm 2x, 3x, 4x, and then you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna, chalk this one up as an L.
So are we simply just flat on NFTs lately? Like Lou, you've been the resident second guy, like playing the volume plays for meaty red chips to blue chip projects. Have you been participating in those streets at all, or was it basically that Coda trade that you were interested in?
Not really. I have 2 tabs up throughout the day. It's Other Deed filtered by Coda and then Moonbirds, and I watch. And when I'm like, oh, nice. Coda went up 1 ETH. And it's like, oh, well, Moonbirds also went 1 ETH. So you can't do the swap yet. And I've just been like watching those two mainly. Personally, I don't really think there are a lot of ton of like good buys right now in general. Like the Chimpers could have been good, but it started at a high price on secondary. So I wasn't too interested in it. There was an art blocks today that kind of went off. It was like a 0.15 mint, and last I saw it was like 1.7 floor. There's going to be a curated tomorrow that I could see people going for. It's starting at 3 ETH Dutch, so it probably depends on where it sells out. But
Is it block season again?
Art blocks went from
0.15
to 1.7. Come on,
What?
no way.
Factory.
Are you
Really?
shitting me?
Factory. It was a 400 count.
A factory.
It was super low today. Yeah, factory.
What was so special about it? I cannot believe that a factory.
The next
How did that even-
Cadenzas, they're
yeah.
saying.
Can you bring it up?
next
I do not
Cadenzas
believe
was a
this. Bring it up.
factory? Yeah, what the
it's
hell?
like
I do not believe
Euro.
this.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That just upsets
It's
me.
even
You're
worse.
lying.
Literally,
You're saying it's
you this.
I'm more mad
0.15.
about that than I
You're
am
saying
about the
0.15 to 0.17, right? Like that's what you meant to say?
0.15 to 1.7.
No, you're missing a zero.
I was re-saying
You're
it.
missing a decimal place. There's no way.
1.4 right now. It's FX hash.
There's just no way. That's the true statement.
what-
I'm so mad about
Can
this.
Dangy explain FX hash? Because
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, do you remember
FX
Hen?
I'm
hash?
hearing this a lot.
If you remember Hen, it's basically the same kind of deal. It's on Tezos. And it's just a
1.4.
cool, fun spot to collect stuff that you like.
But what does FX hash have to do with the art
That's
blocks?
where this artist came from. I guess was like
Okay.
a big name on FX
And their
hash.
factory
I see.
too? Come on.
Factory.
That's crazy.
They're actually kind of cool looking, but like I understand if they were curated, but factory, like, oh man.
I love that
400
though.
of them.
That's so
Yeah.
to me that to use an overused term that I kind of hate. That's bullish because why do I need art blocks to put their stamp of approval for me to buy a thing?
Yeah.
Well, technically you don't, but it goes against our golden rules of the
I
entire
know.
Yeah.
summer. Like,
But this just says like people like this artist and like this art, and they said, "Screw you, I'm going to buy it up to 1.4."
That's how it honestly. That's how it should be. But
I
for
actually
the
like
longest
those,
time
though.
there, it was just.
If these
you know,
were
factory-
curated,
Oh yeah, they would because you'd
Oh
put
my
those on your
God,
wall.
if these were curated. I mean, it
Scroll
sounds like
down
they'd
some
be
more. Let me
penny-
see some more of them.
Oh, they
Yeah, I
passed
like
the Babs
them.
wall test too. Holy
Yeah, I
shit!
like them.
man.
Oh,
No wonder
man.
they're
let's see if I can
1.4.
go top sales. Yeah. So Tyler, who I do the show with,
And only
earlier,
400 is nice. Like it's a problem with the
5 is the
1,000.
top sale though. So like the upside
1,000 isn't
hasn't
that
been
many,
super
though.
high, but
1,000's a lot when you have half of them trying to flip it, and there's not enough buyers, right? Like
Who?
what? yeah. There's 50 of
Who's
us
doing
trying
it?
to flip them,
yeah.
right?
These are actually very cool. Lou, I'm going to pull up some
Yeah,
high quality ones on my side.
on FX
just to-
hash stuff.
No, just to pull them, just so they're bigger. Like, look at
Yeah,
this.
yes, pump. Tomorrow's curated is out of 600, and I think because of this today, the problem is that's going to probably mint out too high. That's my concern. With
Well,
it.
yeah, that's why this one did so well. Apparently, is because it minted out at 0.15. Was it a Dutch auction for this one, or was it
Yeah.
just a straight?
Started at 1.5, and they started moving at like 0.3.
Oh my gosh, how did we?
Yeah.
I'm mad about that.
I know we were in a meeting.
I saw
TD,
I saw Moby fire it off, and I kind of just ignored it because I was like, yeah,
just like a factory. Yeah.
yeah.
Or it's an art block. I mean, they just. When was last time any art block did well directly right after minting out? When was last?
There
Yeah.
was a curated that did that kind of recently. It went up to like 3.5 or something.
It's a good thing I'm rich off of hot dogs, or I'd be very
What?
upset.
Yeah.
So the curated tomorrow is very nerdy. That's my concern with it.
Oh. Do you have a preview?
It looks like let me find it looks like kind of the Neo Tokyo stuff at first. It's like a video game based, I guess is how you'd word it.
Oh, this is heady. The Tabor Robak.
Yeah.
I'll pull that up.
Tabor, who apparently I think AMT sent this to us a few days ago, and he was like, I'm gonna go after this. I know this guy as an artist. Like, he said this is one to look for.
I think Mahoney was into it too.
Let's see.
It
You
moves.
can view it full
It moves.
screen, hide the UI, and then there's a critical error.
Yeah,
Okay.
click. Yeah, watch it play.
Wait, this is all done in code? Like, what?
It's definitely a high effort. Art
Well,
block.
if it's curated, I'd hope so.
This is crazy.
Yeah, he pumps it. The last ABC was positive, minted at 0.75, floors 2.5. So
we gotta start paying attention again.
Art blocks might be back.
I think I left the Discord. I was so mad at it. Oh no, I'm still in.
Shout out to Dick
When
Enzis,
art block
thank you.
token, wasn't that supposed to be a thing? Like there's supposed to be an art block. Wasn't that a rumor?
Oh, and look, I'm like, if you look at where my mouse is in the bottom left, I'm making like little spray paint.
Oh, so it's super
This is pretty
interactive.
cool.
Yeah.
How many cool
mean-
art blocks have we minted though that were not great?
So many.
The
What
only
was
Like I
the
get
green
that this one
one?
is sweet, but like the
Lasers?
Democracies or whatever, I don't know if I butchered the pronunciation of that, but those were sweet, I thought. And
Is
they
it
did well for
lasers
like
that did
2
well?
seconds and then tanked.
It's
Wow.
summer, art block summer. You know,
Art block summer, man.
People
Only
are
Art
starting to
Block
like
summer came
that
back.
narrative's for sure back though. Like you see it all over Twitter lately. Is the
They have
so many people are rugging. I'm just gonna go back to buying art blocks, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of narrative.
It's
so.
like safer in art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you don't have to rely on an idiot in a hot dog suit to do a token or to do a metaverse build on Nifty World or whatever the hell they're going to say they're going to do. It's just art for art's sake. And then it can't go bad. There's no sorted past of art. Or if there is, that helps inform the art. So I think it makes a little bit of sense at least. Someone mentioned Art Block's token. Something on some people on crypto Twitter were talking MetaMask token and how just them teasing MetaMask token has gotten them a lot of revenue because then people are using the swap and they get a fee on those swaps, which
Mhm.
I think it's very brilliant
Brilliant.
psyopsing.
Yeah.
I saw a thread where someone said like they denied that it would be based on swapping within MetaMask though. Like that won't be how they distribute the token. And I hope that's true. Because swapping in MetaMask is dumb. But
Yeah.
I did see a thread that someone kind of debunked that rumor.
I hope so. That makes a lot of sense to me.
I haven't done a lot of swaps on
Yeah.
MetaMask, so I'm even though I know that a lot of people have been like farming it and purposely going through MetaMask and
Well-
stuff, and I just have not.
Don't they like always have
It's just
the worst?
painful to go through MetaMask when I
And
know that I could get like a better price somewhere else. Like it just doesn't work in my brain. I just like, no, I can't do that.
And that's what the thread said is like an employee quashed it because they said it's too easy to game. Like it's too easy to farm. Like if people wanted to
Yeah.
do that, like they could bypass it too easily, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, Tony, the issue is that they just don't give you the best price. It's not the
yeah, it's not the
gas
gas.
It's you can usually get a better price elsewhere.
They at least claim to do some looking for the best price,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's nearly as much as others like Matcha.
What are the fees on through MetaMask swap too? Is it the same as Uni and other dexes?
It's going to be more than Sushi or Uni, I would think.
That's what I thought.
I just remember when I had the Ape DAO coins, they always gave me terrible prices. I tried to do it on MetaMask because I like couldn't do it on others, and it was just so bad.
Simple man strategy is follow what Kobe says. And recently on the Daily Gwei podcast, he said he uses matcha. So I'm going to just use matcha.
Wait,
There
did
you go.
you guys all watch the Up Only from last week? Called
I
Down
still got to
Bad.
go back and watch it. I saw some of it. I caught a little bit of it that day, but haven't gotten back and watched it yet.
It's good to have Down Badly back. I
It
enjoy
wasn't
hanging out with
as
him.
gloomy as people made it sound like. to
I
me, at
mean,
least.
Jim was Jim. Like that's just who he is. He's very doomy and gloomy. And he's like, just sell now. Sell all the time. Always sell. always take profits immediately, which being on the other side of a giant bull run, I understand. I get it. But also his size is size and my size is not. So he can take significant chunks out of his bets, and it's a good size to take chunks off of. For smaller bankrolls, you might want to let it ride a little bit longer to get that bigger home run hit, but greater risk obviously with that.
It's also
MetaMask
coin
is 0.875% to swap. So what would that, about 3 times uni? Because it's 0.3.
Uni is?
I think it's 0.3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, slightly larger.
Yeah, 3 times, pretty much 3 times more. Not great.
All right, let's get this party started. We're gonna do a few of these giveaways. And so this first one is going to be for a regular old hot dog that we'll send from the dev wallet. So let's go ahead and spin this. Let's see who we got. I'll also do a merch one. And then we'll probably do another Doug before the end of the show as well. Dick Enzas.
Kansas. Friend of the
Shout
show.
out Dick Enzas. Big fan of Dick Enzas. You're the MVP commenter for tonight, so keep up the good work. And for the other commenters, I'll report back if somebody laps him by the end of the show. So get back in there. Okay, let's see. I asked this question near the end of the show, most shows, but I have maybe one project that I care about. Are we looking forward to anything, or is there anything on Soul? Because then we talked Soul recently. Any like the tripped,
Soul's dead.
dumb looking.
Trippy.
Soul's dead already?
It's dead now.
Was it ever alive? I don't
It
know. It was
Soul
literally
Summer, I
one
thought.
project. Well, the
Oh,
crazy part
man.
was like the volume was only OK Bears.
Yeah, fair.
Like the other good stuff wasn't really doing anything. I don't know. We created a Soul channel in chat. I'm not sure how many of those have been profitable if people are in here now.
Top signal.
Phil might know. Phil's in the Soul streets about Trippin' Ape. I think it's all raffle, or you have to have the whitelist.
So they're stuck in the grinder meta, huh?
Yeah, I think they gave out a lot to other like communities, but I don't think they have a public sale. But they are expected to be like a hot commodity when they come out.
Wait, people are saying that the step-in Ponzi is still going.
Oh yeah,
It is.
it's wild on the Binance chain right now. It's actually like crazy over there. So there's like a it's on both, but
this is Binance.
That's off Binance. The GST, which is the one that you're
GST.
earning. I'm not sure if they have it on here or not. Do you have the Binance one of that?
I can
That
find
got
it on
up to like
Dex Trainer.
$23 a token today. So there were some people posting crazy numbers. So you can like arb it right now, where you can have just one shoe on Binance and other shoes on Solana, but earn on the Binance that $23 instead of $3 on Sol. Look at that. Look at that chart. And so the big reason on this is because there's just like a massive supply squeeze because no one's using the Binance one. They all went to Solana because it's like easier to like go over to. The problem with this though, shoes are $6,000 in US terms to get one shoe because no one's selling their shoes because they're using them over there and it's too expensive to mint more. There's this crazy supply squeeze over there. $25 a token. This girl posted today. She's like, "Yep, just did a run, made $1,400." But what she's not telling you is she's in for $20K. But she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just level it, so it doesn't matter." And it's like, why? This is when you sell the token. If you are
Where's
on
that
Binance,
gym? Where's the gym?
Yeah.
The gym video. We
look
need the
at
Jim
that.
Talbot sell
Look
video.
at that last 3 days.
That's insane.
Good God.
What, $12 to $25. And the Solana version of it is not doing that, unfortunately. But that's the one that we're mostly in. But yeah, it's still, $50, $30 a day or whatever. So still pumping out the walking returns. Deez has been doing his Lindy walks every day. He's been posting about. Andy just got on there.
Okay, can I be a boomer? What does Lindy mean in that context?
I believe in his context, he's like smoking a joint, going for a walk.
I assumed, but like
I think that's what he means.
Is that what Lindy means, though?
I don't know. Like that's what I'm assuming he meant. Because isn't Lindy also a crypto term?
Oh my God, I have no clue. I'm way too old for that. I mean, you heard my daughter on the Spaces talk about hot dogs. I'm way too old to know what Lindy means, man.
Let's see. It's like an escape.
Babs, you're being very quiet about Lindy.
I don't know. I'm with you. I have no idea. Yeah. I'm not. I'm too. We're both too old.
It's just
on
saying
that
it's
one.
like a walk by yourself. I'm assuming he goes. I'm assuming he takes some drugs, goes on a walk by himself, like a nature walk, and does his own thing, kind of idea. That's what I think, the way he's wording it.
Yeah, I've never heard the term Lindy walk.
I'm gonna try and Google it.
I'm assuming that's what he means. It's like a walk and he thinks about stuff, like a meditative walk in a way.
Let that be a lesson for everybody, because I was a little nervous. I didn't know what Lindy was. I figured, whatever. I'll ask her on the show while I'm in a hot dog suit, because who the hell cares? But nobody else knew. So if you have a question,
there you go.
Ask it, because somebody else doesn't know what it is.
I think that's what he means when he's talking about it. I'm not necessarily sure if it's the same thing, because Lindy is also like a crypto term, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I gotta close this GST. It's crazy.
That the Binance one. I mean, we're all like, should we just send 6K over there, buy a shoe? But the problem is, it's still, if that drops down to $15 in the next week, you're not making your money back. That's the thing. It's still like 10 days to get your money back.
Look at this. Look at this person. This person just bought $12 worth. What are you doing? I know gas fees are nothing over there, but still, what are you doing with $12?
Unless they were like in the app, I guess. That's the only way that you could. Because isn't BNB is like $350 per coin, and it's 17 was the floor over that. Like 17 BNB was the floor, and it's 12 Sol as the floor. BNB's cost like 6 times Sol. It's just ridiculous, the differences.
And the whole reason there's ARB is because you can't. It's not easy to bridge assets over, or you just cannot bridge assets over.
Yeah, it's someone was trying to do it in our chat and was like, this is taking me 20 steps already. I'm not there. I think Fly Society was going over there. I'm assuming it just creates a BNB wallet for you. Where can you buy BNB right now? Easiest.
Pancake?
Probably KuCoin.
Well, Binance. Well,
Binance.
Yeah,
Binance, KuCoin.
That's true. But isn't Binance not in the US anymore?
There's Binance.
Isn't it Binance US? Yeah.
I thought they shut that down at one point. But
Pump, you can just put on your shoes and then walk around, and then you don't need to use the bridge.
There's no
you just
bridge.
take the long way.
I
and you make more money.
Personally, I find it too risky to go for that ARB. I think the time to do it was last week when it was like, oh, it's $10 versus $4. But now that it's already 2.5x from there, I'm a lot less wanting to do that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I also like. Is there anywhere the burgers can short this? How do I short this legally? Is
You
there a
can
way that
short GMT on KuCoin per J price. I don't think you can short GST though. I'm not sure. The problem with GST is it's unlimited supply. GMT is the governance one that's like limited. The other, personally, I think GMT is a good short because only 10% of the supply is out. Like they just started leak supply out like a month ago. I think that's what originally started the pump. So
Wait a second. Pump Skull in the chat is talking about. He said not financial advice. Maybe Soul GST is the way to go. Jesse saying AVAX. What if there's a step in subnet?
Step.app is a competitor that's going to go on AVAX. But yeah, maybe they do it as a subnet. It kind of works like a subnet right now, where anything you're doing in the app, the gas fee is in GST. It's similar as of now.
Can't believe there's not a not step in yet.
Oh, for people who just sit on their butt. So I actually,
Similar
to that, I saw because I'm a big nerd. I follow this Twitter account that tweets new GitHub check-ins for Solidity stuff because I'm trying to learn Solidity. I'm learning Solidity, and I saw Sleepin', which is a sleep app. And then somebody asked about it, and they said, "Hey, how'd you find this?" So they're legit trying to build out a sleep app.
I mean, the sleep one doesn't make as much sense.
No, because everyone sleeps. Like, it has to be like a challenge. It has to be something that
slim in.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
it has to be something that forces people to do something they wouldn't do normally. Like everyone's,
but like you want to do that's why I think as much as this one has a lot of like Ponzonomics to it, and people like are calling it Ponzi left and right, like the reason I feel like it could still succeed longer than some normal Ponzi's is because they are onboarding normies who are just like, oh yeah, like, oh, I bought my aunt a shoe because she goes on mall walks every day. And she just earns off of that, and she's earning $20 because it's something she's already doing. I think they do have that side of it. They will have to figure out the actual tokenomics of it, because there are people that have already maxed out levels, maxed out earnings, and it's like, how do you keep those people involved? Because the whole idea of like pay to earn only works until the top tier people are still happy, right? So
that's the toughest thing, is the tokenomics. Like, you can create the greatest thing ever, but if it's got the worst tokenomics, it's gonna go straight to shit.
Yeah. But I think there'll be other sport related things that will come out like this. Like working out, like going to the gym. I mean, what if, say, like Planet Fitness, someone was talking about they should have a Planet Fitness sponsorship. What if you earned based on how many times you went to the gym? You go to the gym, you scan your app. If you go 20 times in a month, you get X amount in that month. You know, like there's plenty of ways that they could do this that are less Ponzi connected. So we'll see what comes out of it.
Speaking of down badly, Jim Talbot is also shorting Planet Fitness.
That might have been where I was thinking it from. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, that's a floor shoe. It's 5,500, and you could then earn like, 500 a day at current prices. But if the price drops in half, then that 10-day out to break even now becomes 20 days. Then, so that's the risk I see at buying it right now. If you could just like transfer the shoe from Soul over to BNB, then we'd be cooking, but I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I'd be surprised unless the team helps build it, just because of how the bridge would have to work between those chains. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they'd have to let it balance a little more first, right? Like, that's crazy amount of arbitrage.
Yeah, it would not be at 25 right now if you could just simply bridge your shoe over and start walking on Binance or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we saw this play with DeFi Kingdoms from Harmony over to DFK chain. The ARB was there; it was gigantic, and what happened was there was like cascading ARBs too. So Avalanche price would go down by 50%, and then people would buy it up. And then so it takes a while for all the money to get leveled out. So there would definitely be opportunities there for sure. All right. What do you say we give away some Doug merch? Let's do a Doug merch giveaway.
I'd give away a Doug too if you want to spin the wheel another time.
Sure, we could do that.
I can do a Doug giveaway too. Why don't we
Oh my god, are we just gonna spin the wheel forever?
I mean, I wanted to do Doug too.
Oh, sure you did.
Okay,
you're just following us now.
I mean, I tweeted about it. No,
all right, this is the merch one. Good God, you people.
Ooh.
Edge.
Oh, he needs one. He's been selling them all at Floor, I heard.
Yeah, he's been jumping on the floor. He can buy his own.
Did he ever respond to that?
He can buy his own.
What happened? I
already
move on. Hey.
Hey, spell shame him.
Hey.
Who's this one for?
This is Lou.
Oh, okay.
Key Johnson, 111. 111, 12.
1, 1. 12.
1, 2.
11, 12.
Lou, Doug. Perfect. All right, let's do one more. Edge claims he has 30 Dougs left, FYI.
Yeah, how many did he have? 100?
Yeah.
Dump
it says he sold. David Jones says he sold like 40.
It's a great username. Put that name 6969.
This is you, Babs. You get to message Crypto Moon 69. Excuse me. And last for this round, Pretty Nifty. Shout out Pretty Nifty.
How do I find Crypto Moon?
This is their Twitter handle. Allegedly.
Oh, that's their Twitter. Okay. DM me.
Sure. Or rewatch the show. Or have your loved ones rewatch the show.
I've never rewatched a single one of our shows other than the ones that I'm not on, because it's too awkward watching yourself.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I did early on when I was like trying to find clips and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, do that.
Giveaway 0.25, but you have to sweep Doug's.
That's a good one.
Oh, Tony's being serious. Okay.
Yeah, he's serious.
I mean, yeah. I don't really know how he's gonna.
All right, shout out to Tony in the chat. I will give 0.24, but you have to sweep Doug's. Grant Stool 55.
Grant Stool.
There we go.
Tony sweep. Tony, not financial advice. My recommendation is to sweep yourself and then just send them all to Tony or to Grant. So there you go.
That's what what is that now? Like 5 of them? 2 of them? What's our floor check at?
We're about 0.03. So about 8 right now. Maybe 7 because the floor goes up a little bit.
Yeah. The gap.
Yeah. Okay. So NFTs. Pretty much dead. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
Chenko in the chat was talking about Tiger Bob. Yeah, Tiger Bob's going to be cool. I like Tiger Bob.
Did anyone have the wrecked guy allow list? Because that was okay.
I tried to get you guys on it for a while with the degens. Kept telling people about degens, regens, and you guys were like, "Oh, the art's bad," and it's like, "All right, it's going to get you a mint list." I actually sold most of them because at above the 0.4, which so far is above, but yeah, if you got those, I know Tom was saying he got them free mint and 0.3, 0.4. Not bad free mint. Free mint meta's back.
It really is. It's
the problem
because people don't want to spend money on everything, so we're just like, we'll spend money on free shit, but that's it, but we'll let it pump and we'll buy it. It doesn't make sense, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, no one wants to pay. Those mint prices got out of hand so bad there for a bit. Like every single mint was cheapest ones were 0.2. It's that's ridiculous at a certain point, right? Where every single mint was 0.5 for a bit there. So I'm kind of glad it's kind of going the other way. I think there's a happy medium. They don't have to be all free, but I mean, should be charging 0.5, like Dutch auctions that are selling out at 0.75 for Mind Blown Universe that looks exact same as Wonder Pals, and they're all the same. Like, why are we spending 0.75 on all those projects?
Oh, I have one. Tomorrow, Crypto Boy NFTs are dropping.
No.
Oh my gosh.
It's
like
like
that guy, like
1,973 of them, 0.1 each.
I don't care about your crypto, boy. I'm not even wanted.
You always seem to find a way to tear things down, but this Ethereum is gonna get me out this town. You seen these dips yet? We could be so rich, but I won't take it to the moon if you don't wanna come with. You're a musician, you work at Arby's, that's why I ain't what you say.
Do you guys know that has 1 million views on Twitter? That video. It had
What's
a
it got on
million
TikTok?
over the weekend.
did you see she
It
performed?
actually had less on TikTok for a while.
What? TikTok's
Yeah.
get like.
Did you see
over
she
10
performed
million.
at VCon?
She did, yeah.
Did she really?
And he had this
Yeah,
whole
she did.
post. He was salty. He wasn't up there.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
she-
brutal that
She was on VCon, and I think that's how she's connecting to Sound XYZ. Pussy Riot. It's a Pussy Riot drop. Dangy.
I saw she performed with Pussy Riot. at
Yeah,
VCon.
and that
insane.
they're combining. They're doing the artwork for it.
Well,
Tomorrow.
why did they should have brought him in though? Like, I feel like he's the
didn't
one that
ask
made
him.
that video more famous, right?
It was getting a lot of traction. She was the main one. He came in after.
Yeah, but
That
that
was
version
like,
gets
I
so
saw
many
it
a
views. though.
secondary version. That was the
Yeah.
third version. His was.
Yeah, fair.
Of it.
Exactly. So
but
she was the one that did the whole like.
His might have the most
template for it.
views.
His is, yeah, but that's the thing. His is so
Oh,
many
does it?
views. Yeah, it
It
does.
might
Okay.
now.
Which version was the Kevin version? What number was that? Was that number like 42?
That was after the July one.
can't-
But that was like a day one version.
Are you sure that was before or after? I want to say that
Yeah.
was before,
Yeah,
but maybe not.
it was pretty early. It probably was before Crypto Boy, I think.
I don't know. I don't think it was before him. It was that first girl that they were like both doing was the first one.
Allison with the Alpha.
Yeah.
They were offering
Yeah.
a really bad deal because Pussy Riot got involved. It was discussed
Fair.
on late night DJs.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically what happens. Like they already had that and they're like, no, we're not gonna bring you to it. It probably would cost a lot to just keep bringing more people in, but I wonder how much you guys think VCon cost to run. They were like bringing people out first
man.
class, hotel rooms paid for. Like
It was higher effort than I expected, but I also never looked back at a previous VCon. Like I did not expect. I don't know what arena they were in, but an arena. I
that
didn't
was
get
First Bank,
U.S. Bank.
US
yeah.
Bank, US Bank.
Good God!
Just like
Yeah.
I think probably cost a lot to cover that.
Well, how much money have
Oh, yeah.
how much money has Gary Vee made on rugging us the last
mean,
12 months?
is-
I don't
yeah.
feel that bad. You could rent out a stadium.
Well, there's no way he's losing money on this. Like just from secondary and from minting out.
All these deals.
Yeah, like all of his
Best selling
projects.
author. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, just the
New
books
York Times
alone.
best-selling author, Lou.
I'm about to buy a fly fish because I mean that restaurant's going to be amazing.
That was a lot of people from Flyfish were there too. That
What's
was
the
like a
floor
big
on
thing.
those lately? I haven't looked.
I think they're over 3 still.
Are they
I
still
think-
hanging
I think they're
on?
holding strong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
pretty
gosh.
good.
My computer is literally sitting on top of Gary V books right now.
Utility.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think it wouldn't FOMO me to go to that location, but I think depending on location, I think VCon could be interesting to go to.
Would you rather go to
but
VCon
why?
or NFT NYC? Which one?
Currently, NFT NYC, but if they're both in NYC, that's a tough one too. I feel like NFT NYC is going to have too many different things going on and different projects
almost-
there.
I almost wonder if it's going to be too busy this year. Like
Yeah,
last
that's what I
year, it
mean.
wasn't like
Yeah.
like NFTs weren't really like kicked off too much. Now this year, they're so much more popular. Like I wonder if it's going to be like the line. Like, the people were complaining about the lines last year. Like I wonder this year if it's going to be 10 times worse.
Was NFT NYC
Then-
really a full year ago? Or when was it?
Close to it, I think. Yeah, I think it was in June or something.
Probably was
last
around
year. I can't-
June.
June, I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
June or July. It was around the same
What'll
time.
happen-
Like that long ago.
People are just going to splinter off into smaller and smaller groups, I think, and then
Maybe.
just like
Yeah.
Right.
find
Like
your-
it's not even the conference anymore. Like the VCon
No.
was still
Yeah,
a lot of it about like the conference and the speakers. There's too many speakers at NFT NYC. No one wants to see 90% of them. Iceman, I'm surprised he didn't go to the Minneapolis one.
Iceman, I love this bit, Iceman. Please keep going. It's the best bit. I just got back from hunting and getting some fur. You guys are minting NFTs. What are you minting, guys? I just love
Pellets,
it. It's a
right
great
up his
bit.
alley
Yeah,
with the oddities. Oh yeah, we didn't
That's
even
for
talk
sure.
about that. What are your guys' thoughts on this oddities thing? I have some thoughts, but what are you guys thinking?
I am no longer a burb holder, so I will defer to somebody else.
Whoa.
Trey sold early.
I
That's
sold way
yeah,
early.
You sold,
I didn't
you
win the
sold like in the
raffle.
pump.
I bought
You
at
sold
10
in the
and then
pump.
sold at
Yeah.
20, and that was it. I haven't been in since.
So like what are my thoughts? Like I liked it. I think it's cool that Gremplin's the artist. I think it's cool they're trying hopefully something new that's not just like mutants every derivative project. We'll see what they do with it, but it seems like Kevin Rose always said he doesn't want to just make another like derivative project that's exact same copy as everything else. So like I think it's gonna have some twists and turns maybe and its own roadmap. Cheaper entry point for Moonbird holders. So for people that can't afford a Moonbird to get into that proof ecosystem. So like that's cool. I don't know if you want a pixel art guy, Gremplin's probably. But it is you get you get access to the Discord. It's part of Project High Rise. They said, and they even said in the Discord like it's a cheaper entry point into the proof universe or whatever, right? So I don't know the fact that it's like Gremplin too. Like if it's a pixel art guy, like who else do you want? Like I'm cool with it. Like I think it's cool. We'll see. The reveal's kind of long, but maybe that's good because you can, hype it up and give it some teasers over the next 4 weeks. But
it's part of my like reason that I'm not like rushing to get into it in any way. I mean, 2 months.
But
is a long time.
here's
2
the
months is a
thing.
long
though.
time.
This is not a proof project. This is not a
Right.
Kevin Rose project. This is Gremplin was like, hey, Kevin, I want to do something. So this isn't even the companion or whatever that he's teased for it's upcoming. So
but it is kind of a proof project because otherwise it wouldn't be part of like Project High Rise. You wouldn't get access to the Discord. Like it's a Gremplin design project being run by Proof in my head.
It says
Right.
created by Proof XYZ.
Like
on
they even
the
trademarked
interesting.
it.
So
Yeah, they even trademarked
guess-
it. Like
okay.
they had a
Then I'm-
trademark for it.
It's called
under Proof.
Moonbird's Oddities. Yeah.
yeah,
then that's a thin line because then Justin's been distancing. Justin
The artist.
Mezel
Yeah.
has been distancing the team from the roadmap for Oddities. Like, I don't know, they're going to do their own thing. So that's why I was thinking, oh, they're like separate projects, but they're more tied together than I had thought.
Yeah, I
That
don't really
doesn't
think
really-
2 months is so long.
2 months is a long time, but like depends what they depends what they talk about over the like. I don't know.
At least they
like,
gave a deadline, so they said 2 months. Could you imagine if Azuki did that to us? Remember when we went like a month and we're like, when is this reveal gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because they airdropped it to us, and then it was just like a month later they had no communication on when it was actually gonna happen.
it's different as long as you communicate the whole time. Like my
Yeah.
problem with Azuki is they didn't say anything. Like we had no idea when it
Yeah.
was revealing, right? So like that was
Yeah.
frustrating. But as long as you're talking the whole time, like I don't mind waiting. Obviously not ideal, but again, they dropped this pretty early in the Moonbird's kind of life cycle, so waiting isn't a big deal for me. In my head.
I get it.
But I also like, yeah, what's the catalyst for causing prices to pump over the next 2 months? Like, not like you probably don't have to buy right now if you want in, right?
Yeah. That's
can
sort of
see it.
my thinking currently is like, I don't find a big reason for me to want to rush to buy. I think if the price goes up on it, will I be too mad? I'm not sure yet. but I just think it's more likely it would settle closer to 2 than the 3.5 that it's at right now. I mean, we saw that happen with beans, right? Like they were high and then they slowly trickle down as time goes on and you're not like hearing stuff. But does Kevin Rose do that space every Friday?
It's been almost every Friday so far.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Is he gonna say something this Friday about him?
Things like
absolutely.
even if you're pumping in this market though, like do things pump that much in this market? Like I thought the same thing with Chimpers. Like I was kind of like interested in maybe second guying a Chimper running, like, you know, just because I'm bored, honestly. Like I was gonna buy it just because I'm bored, something to do, something to follow. And I thought, you know, you buy it early, you can maybe run up the price action, but like things they don't run anymore.
Short-lived.
Like,
Even this,
like
yeah,
Chimpers, like they were hot for 24 hours, and now they're just kind of like, the floor's sitting around. Last I checked, 2.4, where most of the sales the first day were happening around 3.8. Like, so like when you buy the bottom now, like what's going to cause price action? Like Chimpers has like all the influencers in on it. Like what else do you need for a bull case on it?
They have a ton of high sales.
It still didn't run. Like this market just kind of sucks for that, right?
it does a lot.
That like mid range, like
Yeah, it's like
there's not
what's
really-
the interest?
That's
right?
why, like for me, I've been sitting and I'm like, well, you could fire. Oh, like I did the play with PXN, but it didn't feel as good to go for that with Chimpers. Also, they had the instant reveal. I think if they didn't have instant reveal, I would have. There's a lot of 10+ sales on Chimpers, so if they weren't instant, that would have been a good rare lotto to go for. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like the art isn't that great. I know it's like easy to say that about pixel art, but someone was noting, and I noticed it a lot more. Like the head color is different than the body color on a lot of them. Like it'll be brown, but it's light brown as the head, and then darker brown as the body, and that like just looked super weird on a lot of them.
Huh. Could that be
people were finding
intentional?
that. Maybe.
I don't know why it would be, but I mean, it would be. It seems like a silly thing to overlook if they overlooked it.
It's also like an art project, which means
Like,
it's probably just gonna sit there for a while.
I never loved the art. Like some people really liked it. I just thought it was okay for pixel art. Like Moonbirds to me, like I liked more in terms of pixel art.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool looking Moonbirds. Since I've been watching the floor for the past week, like I've seen like a lot of cool traits they have.
The Moonbirds look good.
The Tiger Bob are going to be, I think it'll be better art than Chimpers, or I like the art more than Chimpers. And there's a better narrative behind the project that I would rather support than Chimpers personally. So yeah, I would look at that if you're interested in pixel art. Or go to FX Hash, where you can just find whatever weird stuff you want over there.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a wild
Tony's
west.
in the
You
chat,
spend
and then
$10.
apparently follow the artist over to Art Blocks and make a shit ton of money.
Exactly.
Tony's in the chat saying my Moonbird art takes are bad. I actually like them. Like I always kind of like the more
I like the Moonbirds.
For
I don't even
pixel,
have
for
one.
pixel art, like they
came out a lot better
terrible.
than
Like
expected.
I like Moonbirds more than Toads, like more than a lot of those other popular pixel art projects. Like Toads just never really did much for me. Like I know some people did, but like I want something that looks good as a PFP, and Moonbirds do. Like to me,
yeah, Goblins, you know,
yeah,
good stuff.
Goblins aren't really pixel though, are they?
They're not.
I
no.
do. I wholeheartedly
true.
agree with Jesse.
I do
in
too.
that,
Yeah.
of course, it looks better with 20 ETH.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
this is how it is. Of course, because then you daydream and then you look at ETH price, you go, oh, that used to be $60,000. Now it's $50,000.
I second guy to Moonbird though, so like I must have liked it before then, right?
Yeah, it's I think people just need to come to terms with that. Like the art meets your bar, and you might vibe with it a little more than another project with a similar floor, but like outside of NFT world, you're not going to spend this much money on the art of a Moonbird, which I know obviously the whole point of NFTs is you get more than just the art for a lot of these projects. Oh man, Moonburbs. I don't know why. This is one that I'm just holding on to. Holding on to Moonburb. holding on to oddities, waiting to buy. I want another oddity just to play rarity on it a little bit.
Yeah.
I have no
There
desire
are
to
just
sell.
like the other side of Moonbirds, and I've thought about this a lot over the past week, like what to do. Like if you had 20 ETH right, well 25 ETH now. If you had 25 ETH right now, and you just had it sitting in a ledger doing nothing, like I almost feel like Moonbirds is similar to that. Like how low are they going to go? There's so many people, and look how strong it was after this nesting came out. People didn't just immediately go to delist. That was a concern I had. Was that going to happen? Didn't happen. This next one is 60 days. People are going to have it sit there. So it's just like the idea that it's just going to keep getting less and less as people see that. When people buy in, like if I buy in, I'm going to be nesting it, and that's one less that's going to be out there. The supply squeeze, even when the price starts rising, are people going to delist? That's going to be the interesting thing.
Is the supply squeeze already priced in? Because everybody knows that this nesting mechanic is there. Maybe I'm wrong on that, and maybe it's just because I don't have one.
So
But,
you're
like-
saying if there wasn't, it would be like 15 right now.
I don't know, maybe.
I think so.
But it just seems like
Probably.
that's like
Maybe.
the given narrative out there. Like everybody's like, oh my God, nesting. But is the nesting, like, is everyone kind of already taking that into account? I know it can sneak up and the supply squeeze can be even crazier than you thought it was, but sometimes it just feels like too many people. It's one of those trades where it just feels like too many people are expecting that, but maybe that's why it's going to be right.
But I think the difference is if you keep getting rewarded for being nested,
Correct.
then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if
Well, yeah,
everyone's
factors can
thinking
change
that,
for sure.
because then you don't
Yeah.
because then you don't unnest, right?
Like
Like it's,
dividends.
you got to make sure you're not making people want to unnest at the end of
It's
the day.
it's that tweet
Okay.
about proof, the proof pass. How proof pass holders have gotten back 87% of the current floor value already.
Yeah.
So if Kevin Rose can run it back, I'm not, this isn't directed to you, Trey. Please don't think that. And I don't think you would, but why sell? That if you think you can run it back, that's my personal thesis.
Which is basically what Bored Ape Yacht Club did, right? Like they made it so like what people said, why sell? Like, oh, I got a mutant, I got a dog, I got ape coin. Like, why would I got land?
Oh,
Like
You already got the
dog.
oddities.
why would I sell? Right?
It's
Like
already whatever that is.
my only concern with Moonbirds is the NFT market. It's not the project, it's not any of that. It's just like the NFT market. Like would be my only that's the only
And
thing
it's
to
been
me that
going
makes it
up
fail.
in this NFT market. That's what's also been
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that I think would make it fail, but then everything else is dying probably at the same time, right?
There's
Yeah.
always a chance of something killing a project that you've never heard of or don't expect. There's always a black swan, and that's what is very scary. I'm trying to pull up the punks floor now because
like
I'm about
50?
to say something reckless. 48.95.
Well, birds are passing punks easy.
That's-
That's programmed. It's been programmed for 2 months.
That is
It's
an
inevitable.
interesting question, though. Like, I probably would rather have a
If they're
burb
both
than a
currently
than a
at
punk,
40.
and they're in burbs are half the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's just so hard to compare anything to punks.
it is
Because
for
punks,
sure.
you're not buying a punk to flip it, at least not right now. Like you're buying a punk because you're saying 3 years from now, 5 years from now, this is going to be like the historical.
But will it now
I
that
don't know,
Yuga
I
bought
mean-
it? But Yuga bought it
that's
now.
why
I think
you're
it's just gonna-
buying a punk. That's like the only
Yeah,
argument for
I don't-
punk.
Like to
right
me,
now.
like that historical narrative thing just kind of like got
I don't-
overridden by Yuga buying it. So
I
like
do.
that
I
kinda,
think the
Yeah.
same. Actually, like it really did change the.
it made it less cool.
like the idea of them in my head
Yeah.
was way less cool when they
Yeah.
were owned by Yuga, when they were like this rogue like NFT project that
You didn't
literally just
expect
like
anything.
stumbled upon this, and it just like they made 10,000 random like crypto punks, and they thought they looked cool, and they were just super random and stupid, and then they just went nuts and people loved them and stuff like that. That story was a lot cooler than like crypto punks getting bought by Yuga.
I agree.
So that's just my own personal feeling. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see punks, I don't know, still do well in the future, but I used to be in the camp that I wanted a punk. Like that's what I was flipping for. Like I wanted to work my way up to a punk, and
Yeah.
now I don't know. I really don't have a desire to have one.
That's the issue.
There's like other projects out there I'd rather have. And so I think people got to be careful, like how quick things can change, because man, like last summer I wanted a punk so bad. I mean, I thought it was just like punks can't lose when it comes to NFTs. And now I'm sitting here like, I don't even know if I want, like, I don't even really want a punk. Like there's a lot of projects I would take over it. So I think the same thing can happen to anybody's favorite project, to be honest. And that goes back to what you guys were saying with Burbs and
Game change.
Azuki and even Bored Ape Yacht Club too. I mean, it's pretty crazy how things can just change so quick, even after like one event happens. So always just kind of have to keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah. There's so much that like goes into those types of questions, comparing things. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club right now is way better if you want to say you're shorting it than January. Like they've already had ApeCoin is half of that value back is coming from ApeCoin already. Like what else are they going to be getting moving forward that can really make up for that? Who's going to be buying at 95 ETH when most people have already gotten that 60 ETH back? Like it's a lot harder, and Moonbirds are earlier in that cycle. As Jesse described it, the pyramid is getting built. So it's just way earlier in the cycle for them. So that's why I look at them over some of these others.
I'm looking at these largest sales for punks. 2 alien punks sold on the same day, March 11th, 2021. I forgot that until I relooked at it. That's crazy.
Those are the top 2 sales, right? Or
there was a flash loan one in February that's like not really a sale.
Because that was on a floor pump, wasn't it?
No, that was also an alien.
Was it the flash loan was?
There was a fake one. I thought, there was a fake
one.
There
was one on like a dumb punk where it was like everybody was like, "What the hell? Like this doesn't make sense."
Yeah. It was Deepak.
Deepak did it for 8,000 ETH.
Was that a real sale?
Crazy.
Yeah, I think so. I think
that one was the real sale.
That one was the real. The fake one was like $250 million.
Yeah,
and like immediately.
Good God.
But the Deepak one, he took a loan out for it, I believe is what it was, and then he like sold all of his apes. Like he sold a bunch of apes and stuff. What a terrible trade.
Well, and wasn't he saying like, didn't he like put it up for bid like for 8,500 or something after, right? It was something like, oh man, imagine spending 8,000 ETH to try and make 500 more, right? Like,
like, I'm pretty sure he borrowed against it.
You just gotta buy Luna 2, and then you'll be all fine.
Luna 2. Could we get an airdrop if we had UST or Luna? Do we get an airdrop of Luna 2?
It depends on when you held. And I didn't read the latest proposal that Doe was putting out there. He revised his initial proposal. I don't even know how. I stopped following it as closely. God, Terror Classic. All right, let's do one more Doug giveaway. And I think we're gonna call it a night. Any parting words? Anybody? Or are we landing this plane?
I mean, today was so I mean, last night minting the Dougs. I mean, the last 24 hours. I mean, it's felt like NFT summer last summer. I mean, it's the most fun I've had in NFTs in a while. So shout out to you guys and the team for putting Dougs together and sticking to it. It's been a wild ride, but it's been fun.
Yeah, but between like Dougs and Goblin Town, it kind of reminded me of back when we used to mint random stuff in August, and it was just more fun.
Got out
birthday Woman's. It was when NFTs were just more fun to me, and now like it kind of lost that fun. Became about like spending 0.75 on all these mints, and it was more stressful than fun. Where like mint and stuff for free and seeing what traits you get and trying to flip it for a little bit of profit. That stuff's fun. Like it's nice to have Doug's having the vibes and Goblin Town having the vibes and just making it fun again for a couple days anyway.
Yeah.
Dickens, just chill out. I mean, I
heard
good God,
one of those on the Spaces.
Yeah, I mean, Matt was kind of
use a companion.
Matt said you needed to.
Matt. Okay, Matt needs to work for us for free, apparently, with all the stuff he's trying to give out.
Matt was
Come on,
incredible.
Matt.
You want some tokens?
Big
He's
fan of
got
Matt.
87.
Yeah, you big fan of Matt.
Well, OpenSea's like
OpenSea
activity
rugging,
fees rugging us hard though.
Just in general, OpenSea's just rugging.
It's like it hasn't updated the feed for an hour. Like how bad's that?
Yeah.
Because
And
I don't think you can
it's
buy
super
right now. I
slow.
think you go
Yeah,
to
it's,
click
like,
to buy
super
and
slow.
it just doesn't work. So then people
One
list.
Doug equals one Doug. That's
Damn
all
right.
We've got plenty of Dougs.
You're right. It hasn't updated in an hour. That's crazy.
It's brutal.
Josh, remember on-chain monkeys? Yes, Josh, we do. Shout out to Blue Devil.
Blue Devil.
Iceman!
Let's go.
Where's Iceman?
Wow.
There it is.
What did he win?
If I don't win, this wheel is rigged.
Speaking of
Not a rigged
listen,
wheel.
Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for buying Dougs. Thank you all for selling Dougs. Thank you all for minting Dougs. Thank you all for hanging out. We will talk to you next week, unless we Larry David shrug it away. Bye.